Hello and welcome back, or welcome to Season 2 of Hardcore Minecraft with me, Doom Mountain. And we are here today in the tree nursery preparing for, well, the second episode within our trilogy of completing the tree nursery. For those of you who weren't here last episode, we set ourselves the task of completing this lovely build that we've been working on for the last couple of months, and just designing up and developing a tree nursery that sort of encased all of the, at current time, there's air quotes on that, trees available, because now we've got the Pale Oak Gardens. And I didn't think that far ahead to include new trees into this area, so that's not going to be here, but we've got all of the other areas and that's sort of been completed. We decided last episode that we just need to finish up these lovely builds that we've got here behind me. We have Fredo's house, who is our, the main owner of the tree nursery, and yes, Fredo is a frog. That's just how we roll here. And then we have the lovely Fluffy Boulder's Lumberyard. So as you can see, we've got Fluffy Boulder over there just hanging out with the Trot, but we've also got now the lovely lumberyard all built up here that, is the functioning area for the tree nursery. And then we also got built up behind me, as you can see here, we have Trot's new lovely horse stable, as well as a feed shed for him, just so it can help tie in with a little bit of the storytelling and everything like that. And then we wrapped up the episode, last episode, with this new tree. So the concept and idea here was that, this is the tree nursery and we're sort of doing a lot of storytelling and lore with this, and everything over there is going to be from like a previous civilization, and we wanted something that was a bit more mysterious and an ancient tree that kind of went along the same timeline as possibly the Sniffer. And so we had developed up this ancient tree here behind me, and through the great community that we have here, and in the comments sections of the last episode, we have now identified this tree species behind me. So from Dr. K, we have the scientific terminology or naming of this tree, which is the Wollemi scale. I really hope I said that right. I'll try and maybe even put the comment up on the screen. But then we also have from Maddie J, the more commonly termed name for this tree, which is the Tree of Corruption. I also hope that I have said that again right there. If I haven't, I'll put the little caption up on the top there. But thanks to both Maddie J and Dr. K for helping add some more tales and lore to this world. So, we have now the first of the Wollemi, I hope I'm saying that right, Wollemi scale, or Tree of Corruption, and hopefully, as time progresses and we start working a little bit more in that ancient civilization area over there, more of these trees will appear. Alright, with that intro now all done and dusted, I think it's time that we collect Burrito and just have a bit of a look at some of these spaces that we need to work on. What do you reckon, mate? Yeah, you're keen to get into work? Oh, lovely. Alright, Burrito. We're not gonna... Oh, I know, Kitty, but you just stay here with the bed. You help me get Phantom Membrane, so you just stay there, okay? You good cat. But Burrito, we need to today basically finish off the tree nursery. It's got to be done, because within the work of the trilogy of this, yes, I know you're aware, the next episode is just working on the water around this. So we need to get done all of these tasks here. So we need to get more of these cherry blossom leaves to be able to fill out this space and make it look a lot more like an actual cherry blossom grove. Then we need to come down to like all of these lovely little bit of shore areas. We've got some, campfires set up and everything like that. We need to put some decorations around here. And look, Burrito, we've got to address something here, mate. Like, okay, I didn't plan for, the pale oak, the new tree type that's in here. But another thing I also didn't realize, or even just consider could be a possibility, was the addition of these brand new bushes, the firefly bushes. And Burrito, they look so beautiful. We need to either find a wandering trader to be able to actually get some, or we need to see if we can hopefully find some in the savannah area over there, because they should, I think, be able to be bone mealed in the grass area of that, and hopefully come up look just like grass would. Otherwise, we've got to try and get ourselves a wandering trader, because those will look really cool over here. After we've done this area here, yeah, you're right. The next sort of main space, like we've got a few of these shores, but I mean, I'm sure that as I was sort of saying a little bit of that in the intro, I'm really hoping that I'm actually getting a little bit better with my editing, and we were able to actually show off all those different areas. But the big key area that I think actually needs to get done in this episode is actually the docks. So like one of the first key areas that Burrito, stop stiffing my butt. One of the first key areas that we had actually worked on in this tree nursery, but it's sort of been left quite plain for the longest time. So let's head over there now, and we can go through what needs to be done. Alright, so now that we're down here on our beloved dock area, that you know, I am actually really happy with how it looked. Like at the start, we took the initiative to go, you know, we want the lighter oak logs around here, and then transitioning into the spruce, because, you know, more of the water has been absorbed through the timber, so it's a bit more stained and a bit more, you know, it's got a bit more moisture towards it. So, you know, we were able to put in that detailing, which I'm really grateful for, because now we don't need to do too much work along the grounding here. Yeah, but it looks quite nice, but we do need to, like these torches, we don't want torch spam around here. We also want lore and storytelling. So like a couple of chests here. This really isn't going to do it. And this dirt archway, yeah, exactly, Burrito. It does not look good at all. So I have in mind, and I have worked on an archway design that I think will look really cool here. And that is in our creative test build world that we've got for the hardcore world. So I'm going to jump over and show you guys, you know, how this sort of all looks over in that world and what I want to get put in here. But then we're also going to jump in to the Season 1 hardcore world. Because over in Uruk, which is one of the villages we built up over in there, I built a really cool little dock system that I was very happy with. And I would like to try and maybe bring some of those elements over into this world here. So, what we're going to do now is, well, I'll take a nap, but you guys will probably jump straight into that creative test world so we can see the archway that needs to be built up here. So, yeah, let's do that. Burrito, let's head off to bed, and we'll send over the nice people to the creative world. Alright, so as we jump on here into our creative test world, you can see that behind me, I've toyed with the idea of two different archway designs. However though, I've sold myself on the more wooden traditional looking one. This one kind of looks like it might work in like an industrial area, but I don't think the tree nursery is that kind of a feel. I think that this one here that we have, it is, yes, quite simple. We're just using a bit of the chiseled tough bricks and the chiseled tough and stripped dark oak, I believe. Yep, with you know, running in a little bit of a different pattern. So it kind of looks like there has actually been mountain fly. There has actually been some like woodwork crafting in here. So as you can see, the log is still running up this way, and then we've got a little bit of a notch cut out of it here. So it looks like this one has actually been wedged in, and then we've got the nails all bolting it together. We've come along with a little bit of the copper trim because as we sort of showed off with Fredo's house and everything like that, I do believe that Fredo would have still seen copper as, ooh, this is shiny. It's not like all the other trees around here. I'm going to use it if I can. And then we've just got nice campfires on the top because, I mean, isn't that just a great significant signature sign that this is the entrance? And then we've just got the hanging chains for some lights down below. So honestly guys, this here is the archway that I believe should be put in the tree nursery area. And it's quite simple. Like as you can see here, we just got a 3x3 and then it's just pillaring it up. So I'm going to build this just off camera, probably while probably while the next clip is running through, as I take you guys to an old village of mine, Uruk. And I'll get that done off camera because this here, now that we've looked at it, you don't really need to see me placing every block in for it. I think it's going to be a nice simple build. We're going to get this over on the Season 2 hardcore world, and while I'm getting that built away, let's jump over to our season 1 hardcore world and go back to Uruk, because I want to have a look at how the dock system was made up there, because I think that's what should be built over at the tree nursery. Now, isn't this a sight for sore eyes? This is our season 1 hardcore world, and we are now here in our original starting area of Rabbiton. Now, I thought it'd be good just to sort of have a little bit of a show off of this area here too, just so we can see what we were able to actually achieve in that first season of hardcore Minecraft, and then compare it to what we've actually gotten done now. Now, like, as you can see, I am floating around. You can't really see anything of me because, well, this was a hardcore world and I died. Spoilers alert. But I'm in spectator mode now because that's all I can be in this world. But as you can see, like, you know, this area here is kind of like the equivalent of the Cherrywood Isles at the moment, because, you know, that was our starter area there, which we turned to a village, and, you know, this is our little area here that we had. And as you can see, I forgot that the render distance has changed since these worlds, but you can already start to see the Grand Library of Uruk in the background there, which during the actual play time of the world, that wasn't actually a view, so oh, that's really cool to see. But I thought, yeah, we'll just have a quick little look through over here. We have my enchanting setup here, much different to the enchanting tower we now have. Although, we did have the rabbits up there that took over, the evil rabbit and everything like that. We also had our, you know, spaced out a lot of things. So we had just like little buildings to store sugarcane farms and bamboo farms. We even had goats. You see, look, this here, so Rabbiton, it had both what the Cherrywood Isles is there, and then this over here was like my tree nursery. So you could see that it had the beginning ideas as like what we've got now and working on. I really think that the whole concept of our tree nursery in season 1 is much better than what we've got here. However, though, I really did like the little bridge connecting it over to this area with the water underneath it. It was really some good times here, and then just some good buildings, stuff to just store like sugarcane farm, not sugarcane farm, what is this one? It's a kelp farm, oh, don't fall down. A kelp farm, because as we'll see when we get over to Uruk, all of those all of those roofs are kelp blocks, and that took forever to acquire. So it's just for my own little amusement now, just to see our lovely area. But now, let's head on over to Uruk, which was our sort of main village. This was going to be the village of Lore. And it was very close to our main sort of area here of Rabbiton. And then we never managed to finish. We got the pathing area set out, but we were never able to connect the path. Run it all the way along here, go past this building that I already know it now. A lot of people are going to be saying, Mountain, you need to rebuild this building up here. You need to put this in your Season 2 hardcore world. This was an archery course that I was using to try and improve my skills. As you can see, like, we've got, well, stop me there. Little barrier thingy. We've got little, trap doors on these, what are they called? The target blocks, so I could make sure I was making all of my hits and everything like that. Yeah, okay, we've got to build that in the Season 2 hardcore world at some point. But with distractions aside, okay, we came over here because we wanted to see the dock that was built up, and to be able to sort of understand the purposing of the dock, we've got to kind of look over at how all of this village ran together. So it was a whole area of all the lore keeping, and as you could see, we had our grand library built up, which was going to store all of our stories and everything that we'd done throughout the world. Spoiler alert, some fool made a gold farm and didn't do it right. But anyway, you could see that we followed down this pathway here, which was going to be sort of the central hub of our world. So it needed a big dock that was going to be able to store all of the cargo coming in and out from all the different lands. Like, this looks like it's a little pond area here, but it was actually that one stretch out there, believe it or not, connected to the massive ocean. So it did, bring into a little port here nicely. And, you know, I was able to store and decorate a lot of spaces. So for example, we have these crates here, which, yes, okay, they've got sand in it, but it looks like they're holding bits of grain or wheat or something like that. Then we've got these ones here, which are possibly holding up, a little bit of lag because there's a lot of stuff over here. But, you know, different items being, you know, stored up upon the dock there. But then we also went through and included like little marquees and everything, which has, you know, spots where you can go and buy some fish and you can collect up all of those goodies and everything like that. So these are the kind of details that I really want to just, you know, include over on the tree nursery. So, you're getting tongue-tied there, Mountain. Take a breath. It's good to be back over here. But as you can see, like, we did blend the terrain here from a pathway to be able to go in and have a quarantine section for all of the goodies and everything that went through. You know, we don't necessarily need that much of a detail over at the tree nursery, but we do need this sort of marquee setup area here, especially with all of this, like, you can see here we've got logs that are looking like they're ready to be loaded onto a ship and taken away, you know, to the next village or the next area, wherever it may be. Or these might be exotic timbers that have come on in, you know. I really like just a little bit of detailing around here. And as you can see, we've used the what are they? The coral fan fins, so that we can put them on the side of the blocks, and it looks like a little bit of moss and algae that may have been growing up on the on just the surface of things. Because look, we're so close to the water here that surely some of the salty water and everything like that, the way it's mixing up here, you're getting a lot of dirt and grime, you're going to get some barnacles to form up, you're going to get just all of that sort of life and everything that sort of goes with you know, stuff that's constantly, what's the word, Matt? You're getting too ahead of yourself. Constantly submerged around water and very humid areas and conditions, they're going to get some form of molds and some sort of discoloration. So as you can see, we've got the lichen, and we're using the coral fans. They are going to be a really nice touch, just to be able to share that detail and extra life in there, as well as going through and adding in these oak trapdoor cages or just crates, so that way we can have liveliness of, there are things in here, but it's not only just one size there. You can see we've got some that are just 1 block tall, some that are fitting, you know, a 2x2 area, some that are 2x4, but we aren't even filling up the whole crate, so it does look like this stuff's used. And then again, just these little storage areas here with just crates, chests, barrels, even composters, just all placed together, higgledy-piggledy, looking like, you know, someone is working here. And I don't know about you guys, but if you're doing like your own workstation set, you're doing stuff, you know where things are, you put them down, you know, that sort of stuff. Like I've got my notebooks here, I've got, you know, just some extra bits of paper and stuff to store things. Everything gets thrown around and gives it that more liveliness. So ooh, that's a big thunderstorm sound. Nope, let's get rid of that and not look underwater. So pretty much just to give a bit of a recap there, because I know I was hit with a lot of nostalgia from when I was working on this area, and sometimes my words get a little bit confused and just muddled up as I get excited and trying to run through my ideas. But yeah, I would like to be able to capture this sort of liveliness here. We have cargo, we have logs ready to be taken out, we've got different areas of shelving, storage, some that may even set up as a marquee where you could sell fishing goods, and just all the different liveliness stuff around it. And that's what I want to get out of this one here now. So we've just done a little bit of a flyover there now, as you can see, and this here, this is kind of what we want to be able to capture. So now, let's head back to the Season 2 hardcore world. Head over to the tree nursery and start planning out how we want our dock to be laid out. Because it's not as big as this space here, but we definitely have enough space to make something like this work out. And I also hope that archway's been built up. It's been way too long since we've got that in place. So, now that we're back here over at the tree nursery on our Season 2 hardcore world, it's time to see, did that archway actually fit in with this design here? And to be honest, I think it does. Yep, Burrito had to go and jump into the little shot there. I think it looks really nice there. It looks definitely sturdy. It's not going to be something that's blown over. It's been there for a while. The lichen, I'm not sure if I'm happy with how it's placed. I might go through and do a little bit of bone mealing and possibly just like reshuffling it a little bit, but it definitely is giving off that right idea now that I wanted, which is, we're living off here close to the coastal area, so that sort of debris and everything like that, it's affecting it. There's going to be moisture into the timber and it's going to get a little bit moldy, so that's what I wanted to be portrayed, and I think that looks quite nice. So that finally, after however long it's been, wraps up this lovely entrance that we've had going on for a while now. So now we're in here into the oak section of our tree nursery, and yeah. No, I'm so happy with that. Now is the time that we need to start working on the docks and get them a little bit more organized, because pretty much it's working on those and then going around and doing like all the shoreline, just bone mealing it, giving it a bit of grass, a bit of extra life sort of stuff. I want to pop over to the savannah area and see if we can bone meal and get some of the firefly bushes. If not, we're just going to have to wait for a wandering trader so we can trade with him to see if we can get them, because a new acacia biome's probably going to be a little bit further away than we're prepared to travel in this episode. Alright, Burrito, so now what we need to do is set up the little key features that we want to be, shown off on the dock here, which is storage, a little bit of like actual logs and, proper things that could be transported and used as cargo, as well as those little bit of shelving and, the marquee sort of setups that we had. Now those are the things that I want to get built up here, and I think it's going to be one of those things where I'm going to now show you where the kind of rough layout of things that I want, and then I'll get it all built up, so that way this doesn't all stretch out, because we still got, the coastal lines get done, but that'll be quick, I hope. So let's just dive straight into it. So first off, Burrito, I think we should work out where we want some of our ooh, hang on, distraction. Do you have, excuse me sir, no, let me through. Sir, do you have the firefly bushes? Do you have the bushes I want? No, but you have that. Oh, indeed. Look, there isn't... I doubt there's going to be a pale garden near me, so can I get 4 of those? Thanks, mate. Now, if you could just go away and then come back with the firefly bushes. That's what I want. If you could do that for me, would be really helpful. But thank you for that. That was sweet. Okay, cool. We got those 4 saplings there. As I've said, I didn't think ahead to expect, that there would be other tree types that we might need to eventually incorporate into the tree nursery. So there's not a spot here for that. But we'll work out somewhere to grow it. Just not right now. So we head on down here and sort of think, where are things coming in from, and what will be the actual movement of the dock? So that's probably going to be the best way to make it feel like it's actually lived in, if we actually treat it like it is. So we've got the larger gate entrance here, which is where more of the biggest stock will be. So this actually could be, let's get the carrots out of the way. Yes, Burrito, this could be indeed, let's go dark oak just so it's a marker thing at the moment, where we have our logs and everything being stored, ready up to be, sold or whatever it may be. So we could have things like this here. There we go. We just get a little archway over there, come back with some railway so it looks like it's actually tied down. You see, so that's probably a good start here. So straight away, something that's already ready to be loaded on or loaded off. We might actually need to push that back a block or 2, but that's kind of the idea of something like there. So then over here, I'm thinking definitely be a spot where we put up a whole heap of like barrels and get storage going on. Burrito, I was good, fine, you want me to put it on this one? It won't let me do it. There we go. Yep, don't open up that. See, just start splattering these all around to be able to get some different shapes and, just decorative kind of use of the barrels. But you know, it's storage in its own sense. So we can actually now come through, take out all of this stuff here and go, okay, the sand and everything like that, this sand will be stored in here. Though, speaking of sand, let's grab out some of it and we'll make ourselves just a few trap doors so we can have a little bit of a test run of that idea too, to make sure we've got the crates. Let's see, so we've got something like that over there. Oh, a crate would definitely suit being put over here. So if we just go like this, plop down our trap. Burrito, you ate my trap door! So that's all now nice and crated up. And then, because this area here is a bigger space, let's go here. Is that going to all fit? I hope so. 2. Burrito! 2. Dude! Chill there for a sec. Okay, now we can close this up. And now obviously I've just got sand in these at the moment, but when I go through and do all the decorating of it to, you know, finish up these parts, just not have it as like the idea sections there, I'll change up these blocks so it looks like we've got gold or we've got other log materials, stuff that, you know, might be needed to be traded to and from a tree nursery. I'll try and include all that sort of stuff there. Nice. And then, just so that we could show off all the different sizes that we cater for, let's... Oh, it's got to go here, doesn't it? Just one little cute one. Not as cute as you, Burrito. Yes, that's true. Maybe misplaced my block. There we go. So see, a few of those barrels there. I reckon extend another bit of that storage chest clutter to here. Maybe even have a few more logs along up this section. Over here though, definitely there'll be just like a chest barrel cluttery mess. That will fit in here nicely, I reckon. So we go up with stuff like this, chuck in a double one of these, throw in one of this. Let's go you on there, you on there. And yeah, and then because we can come back with some lanterns, put them on top. Nice! So you see, these are the sort of things we're going to go through plotting around. If we now grab out that dark oak logs, we can go through with somewhere our temporal shelving can be. So I'm thinking over here somewhere, so we'll go up with Burrito. You're going to sit, because I can see you want to climb. I don't want you to. We've got 1, 2, 3. And then that will give us enough space for one shelf along there. No, actually that'll be alright, because we can make it work. So we'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then go up here again another 3. Let's leave 5 here. 1, 2, 3. So that way we can now wrap around a few of the shelvings here, and then what's this one give us? 1, 2, 3. Oh, that one's on the inside of it, isn't it? I can't place that. Oh, we could just go like this. Yes, and then I'm thinking, okay, I'll have to come back and change them because I've only got the oak slabs with me now. But then we come back around here, we've got the shelving going along like this, and might even then bring it up on this level here for this one. Then we've got like a shelf unit down here, and then one up on the top. Yeah, because then we come through, plonk that over there. Oh, yes, okay, Burrito, I can get you standing again. Jeez. Put a chest or something like that. We can go up here. Oop, nope, maybe we can. And then we can even put like boats and things up here too, so that way it looks like it's all being used. And then an excellent way to be able to get some torches in, or just extra like lighting, without it looking out of place. Ow! I looked straight at you and was just like, what are you doing, mate? I had a moment to try and work out what's going on here. Wait, where are you? Oh, you're underneath it. Actually, Burrito, sit, because you're going to try and fight this guy. Yeah, you'll defend my honor. Ow! Oh, there's 2 of them! Whew! We got him, Burrito. We got him. Let's go and have a nap, though. Okay, so now that I've slept away that night and we aren't getting attacked anymore, I think it's also good to actually have the daylight here to now just see what we were working out and laying out the plans. So we've got another pile of where some storage chests will be here. I like having the shelves here, but I might extend these up another 2. Actually, let's try that now, because I think that might be the best bet for it. No, I've got enough to go 2 here. I'm 1 short for this one. Your friends upset me last night. Get out of here. No. Yeah, I agree. I think having it with the 2 extra ones up there suit it a lot better, because now we can actually have more of a storage system. And yeah, no, that was the smarter thing to do. Okay, so we'll have an extra setup like that there. We'll have a little bit of a spot here I'm thinking of for just like fishing, so we might set up some chests over here, probably more like on the barrel-y side, because fishermen, you know, they are notoriously known for their barrels and all of those goodies. So we'll just chuck over them. Get out of the water, Burrito. And then set up a space here where you can come and fish and all that sort of stuff. And then, you know, maybe a section where you can clean and, you know, scale all the fish off and everything to get prepared to cook or even sell off at a market. And I think that's that'll be that section just here. As Burrito's showing off, we'll have like a bit more of the maintained or maintenance storaging shelf here. So this is the only one that's actually properly stylish. Otherwise, they're all going to be just like these little clusters over here, which we will change it up a little bit by adding in some of the, what was it called? The dried kelp fins. So that way it looks like, you know, a little bit of moss and all that sort of stuff that's growing off. And I'll sprinkle in a few more of these little barrels or cages around here, because I do like how they look. Obviously not having all of them consisting of sand, just so we get a bit of a color variant, but I think that's going to be a nice little touch there. Yes, Burrito, I am, after looking at this will be moved back at least 1 or 2 blocks, and then we'll get the railway to be able to, like the rails to be able to go up and over here, so it looks like it's properly secured down. Alright, so, Burrito, I think I've explained that pretty well. Well, I hope I have, and you guys can now understand or get a picture of the idea of what's going to be placed over here, because now I'm going to, I'm going to walk up this path here, and we're just going to go up to here, and then we'll turn around, and by the time, actually, to make it look like I've done it all nice for my own editing skills, let's get all the resource stuff out of there, Burrito. Yeah. Okay, so now we're walking up here, and we're going to turn around, and it's all going to be done. Okay, so hopefully that wasn't too bad of a transition, and we can admire our brand new dock over here at the Tree Nursery. Now, honestly, for the size and space that we had here, it was... Okay, yes, alright, Burrito, I was about to say, you know, the amazingness? Yeah, sure, that's a word. The amazingness of the dock that Uruk was, or had, I should say, the sizing and the space, we couldn't quite match every detail of that in here. However though, Burrito, I do believe that this spacing here has matched it. Now, I'm going to take that Tome of Undying out of my hand just for a little bit so we can enjoy a nice clear view. So as you can see over here, we have kind of our main entrance. Let's start off with a little bit of a tour over here, shall we? So as you can see, we've still got the designing or the idea of having some actual logs stored up here like they're ready to be, you know, put on a ship and sent off elsewhere. Maybe over to the Cherrywood Isles. Maybe off into the New World. And now I keep saying the New World because that's what our project will be after we finish the Tree Nursery. So yeah, we've got these all nice and stacked up here, ready to be sent off. We've got our nice, lovely, chaotic storage. Yes, Burrito, I know chaotic and lovely probably shouldn't work in the same sentence, but it does. Look at this. It looks as though people are actually working around here, okay? Some barrels are just being tossed aside, and they've been left here. So some of this algae and the molds are kind of growing up and actually attaching themselves to the barrels. We've just got also like nice higgledy-pigglediness about it. That's really kind of what I've gone for. We've even added in some scaffolding just to look like different benches and maybe like sort of some form of like not a crate or not quite a complete table. Kind of like one of those metal tin framed ones that, you know, you could kind of kick over and they'd just be very flimsy, but they do the job of holding up some stuff. So that's what I've kind of splotted around this place here. But if we turn our attention away from the chaotic clutter of our storage, we can see that we do still have our, you know, crates over here with the sand or wheat, grain, whatever we want to call it. I didn't actually change out the block there because, okay, I forgot, guys. I forgot to change out the block. Oh, don't worry, it'll happen over time. So you see, this whole area will grow with the world. Yeah, you see, I was thinking outside the box. Yes, I was, I promise you. With that though aside, you can see that I've actually set up a little bit of a lectern here that we can come back and actually put a book here. That way we can actually maybe document what is actually coming through the whole dock here, what's being left off with cargo, who's coming and going from the tree nursery, so that Freddo can actually, you know, keep stock and know who's on this island at what time, you know, be able to actually document all of that stuff. But yeah, as Burrito kind of walked around and seen, and you may be able to actually see out of the corner of my eye, I've done a little bit of armor stand workery. So as you can see, we've got two of them over here. This one, the cobblestone one, looks quite nice from this angle because you can't see the head of the armor stand as much. It kind of blends in nicely with that sort of block there, and it looks like, oh, there's just a bit of a stone kicked up here. Okay, you can see with the iron ingot, yeah, right, this one does show through a little bit, and that is just the limitation of vanilla bedrock sort of playing. You know, I'm sure that there is an add-on or a mod that I could get that could make these armor stands invisible. I just don't have I don't have access to that at this point in time, and I kind of wanted to start dabbling with the idea of making the world look like more things are actually coming to life, and that will be very much so. Yeah, okay, yeah, I saw it, that Burrito. You cued me in perfectly, and I stuffed up my lines. I'm sorry. Can we do that again? Can you give me my cue? Don't look at me like I messed up the line. Now you're gonna make me drag this out. Fine. So as Burrito was trying to cue us in, I have done a. Yeah, okay, just come in and talk over my lines. Jeez, I thought we had this working together, mate. Come on. Alright, we'll put this aside. Yes, so as Burrito was trying to show us, we have continued on that much more, that's not well wording, is it? But we've done a lot more of it over on this side here, where you can actually see Trot is hanging out. So let's head over there now. So I thought it might have been a smart move to set up a spot here where I could actually lead Trot up to. So when we're finished working over here, and if we haven't taken the actual bridge pathway that's going to lead all the way back around there to sort of take our way back into the Cherrywood Isles that way, we can lead Trot up here and be able to actually keep him nice and secure. So that way we can just nice and, yeah, that's it, Burrito. We're probably going to take the boat backwards and forwards because, let's be honest, that's going to be the easier method. So, yeah, I thought it would be a nice spot to actually have Trot be able to be led up somewhere here nicely instead of have to be kept up all the way over there. And here is actually one of the spots where I kind of blended in the armor stands nicely. So we've got a little bit of redstone dust there for, okay, I'm not going to lie, I'm not too sure what it was supposed to kind of represent. I was just testing out different blocks, and the redstone dust there worked. But we've also got a bit of words. We have a little bit of mossy cobblestone there to sort of show those rocks being kicked up and everything. And I kind of really like how these ones are turning out. I think we're probably going to go through and try and implement them in a few different places around our world. Don't you reckon, Burrito? Because having these little stones around, they just look so nice. But if we continue on, you can see that I've also stacked up a few barrels of sort of pumpkins and melons, and we've even got a little bit of a block of copper there, just because, I don't know, we've obviously got it around the island here, so maybe it has been imported in, and that's how Freddo got his hands on it. Or he found it lying around when he was digging up stuff in the tree nursery. Who knows? But either way, we have tied in definitely that copper is something that can be exported along these shores. Yeah, Burrito, I thought it was a good little tie-in too. Thanks, mate. Now we've got over here just another little bit of cluttered storage next to where we've got our sort of main neatness of our shelving. I think that's going to be the name that we're going to use for it, the neatness of shelving. Yes. But I tried going through here and including a few different like pumpkins and that, and trying to hide the armor stand heads by placing chests over the top of them, because if the block is over there, so you can see that like this is being held up by an armor stand, this little pumpkin, and the head of it is kind of exactly in the center of this block here. So by having the chest over the top of it, it kind of covers it up and it makes it look like these actually fit in. And then obviously, yes, we've just got like an armor stand here with just, a nice iron helmet on it. So you can see the head there sort of, or the head of the armor stand there sticking through. But if we're just standing at it from here at a bit of an angle, it looks like, things have been just tossed around to the side. Some of these pumpkins have actually been stepped on a little bit, or they've sat there that long that they've sort of seeped into the soil. So again, it's just showing a little bit more liveliness into it. And there has been a lot of it set up over there at our little fishing area, but we'll get to that in a second, Burrito. Stop trying to jump ahead. We still have these nice little bit of shelving here. So I kind of just went through, stripped the dark oak here, added in a bit of a top, and just sort of loosely decorated some blocks and chests over here. I did sacrifice my ender chest because, well, I thought maybe it might be a smart idea to have one over in this area in case we need access to it, and I can make one when we get back home. So for now, I've just got my ender chest stored up over here, and now we've just got the whole fishing area to show off that Burrito is very impatiently wanting us to go through. I think he likes this area. Do you want to lead the way? No, you just want me to go over there quicker. Okay, alright. So, as you can see as we approach here, I really love the little bit of the water bucket. Looks like it's been shoved into the soil there, and yes, exactly, Burrito. It creates an illusion because this one, very much so, you can see the head of the armor stand there, but from most angles, the bucket itself hides it away, so yeah, I think it's a little bit of a cheeky one, but it works out nicely there. And we kind of cover that up too with a bit of like the iron helmet here looking like a bucket that's been tipped over, that's holding in some of the shards there. We've got a collection of all the goodies that the fisherman has, fished up and everything like that, all the resources, and just chucked them behind. We've got like a fishing rod that's been dug into the sand there, like, okay, I'll be back here, so we'll just sit this off here for the side. And, a puffer fish that's been discarded, because we all know if you eat a puffer fish in Minecraft, you're in for a bad time. We all know that. Even Burrito knows that. He's come back to remind me, you don't eat the puffer fish. It's not worth it. But I think this just ties this whole section in here quite nicely. We've got another lectern here where we can add a book and, maybe write down a bit of a fisherman's log or a journal there. So, maybe one of you guys that are watching this here, if you want to, maybe suggest a character or a person that may have been using these fishing docks that isn't Freddo, or maybe a fishing story that is of Freddo's, that we can write in a book and put over here. I think that'd be a really cool thing to do. Alright, Burrito, no, look, I can hear the drowned over there too. We're not going to go fighting there now. We're going to go and address the next part of the episode. Now I know what you're thinking, the next part of the episode? Ooh, how mysterious. No, we did the fun part first, which was going through and doing the dock there and getting that archway in, because man, does that really just tie it in. I will pat myself on the back here because I'm happy with the work. I really hope you guys think that it ties it all together nicely. I'm hoping for that. But now we've got to get the last part of this Phase 2, or second episode in the trilogy of completing the tree nursery, which is decorating all these other shorelines. Like, they're all just basic little sand shores here. We've just got some campfires. I want to come through and maybe lay in some beach towels and maybe put up some umbrellas or something like that, so it looks like, Freddo and the other pandas have come down here. I know I've seen Coco and Pops hanging out quite a lot over there, so maybe they want to come down to the beach, but they're just like, hey, this guy hasn't, provided us with any protection from the sun. So why would we head on down to the beach? Like, it's hot out here. Look at that sun. Where is the sun? Look at that sun. It could give us a really bad sunburn. So, we got to go through and complete all of these shores. We got the ones over there. Not to mention all of these flowers over here in this cherry blossom aisle, because, I cannot begin to start to tell you guys how much bone meal has been used over here to increase the population of these flowers. Because look, Burrito, this area is supposed to represent a cherry blossom biome. And does it? I mean, yeah, okay, kind of does. It's got some flowers, it's got the trees. But there is way too much greenery around here. We need a lot more of these beautiful flowers to sort of litter all of these surrounding areas, to be able to actually capture that. We still need to clear all of these chests behind me. Like, okay, it was cool to be able to just lazily store all of this. Like, look at this. We've got dirt, we've got sand, we've got bottles of water breathing, because that was important for over here. I tell you, I did not want to. This is still hardcore, guys. I didn't want to drown or anything. So all of those potions, all of these just dirt, sand, gravel, all of this stuff needs to be cleared out. And then this here needs to be decorated and sort of just tied in nicely to wrap up to this section here. Oh, Burrito, we've got to get all of that done. And I'll let us in on a little secret here. I've been doing a little bit of editing, and this video is starting to stretch on. So, what do you reckon? Do we just do a montage? Yeah? Alright. So, Burrito, do you want to... Come back! We will almost finish the shot. Come back here. You want to do it from over there? Oh, sorry. Was the lighting not pleasing for you? Sorry, did I not get you from your good side? Okay, well, take two then. Burrito, would you like to send off the people into a little bit of a, what's the word? It's not a time lapse, it's a bit of a montage of us finishing up this final section to complete episode in the trilogy of finishing the tree nursery. No, you got to tell the people, not me. What is it? Oh, you wanted a close-up. Sorry. There we go. Tell the people. Alright, so as you may have seen from that montage, a little bit of time has passed now, but we have managed to complete all the shorelines of the tree nursery. And I will admit, I think that this has actually tied the place quite nicely together, and it looks and feels very lived in. So you can see that the center of this island is very much so, there's a lot of business and everything going on, it's all work, you've got all the trees and the nature, and then on the outshores, along the beach and the coastal lines, that's right Burrito, I was about to say Bluey, I had to check my words then, that's right Burrito, we have nice lovely just campfires set up, beach towels laid out for parties to be going on the shoreline, because Freddo and these pandas like to hang out and party on the weekends by the beach. I don't know if you guys knew that, but yeah, they really do enjoy it. So yeah, Burrito, I guess you're right. Before we just ramble on too much more, let's get into the reveal. Now, before we show anything in the reveal, yes, I'll do one more little rant. I haven't added in any more of like these armor stand designs that I've gone around over on this side with, because I kind of wanted to hear your feedback. So I want to hear from you guys in the comments if you think that these are actually a nice little touch and a bit of detailing in, or you think, nah, don't waste your time with it. Because if you guys think don't waste your time with it, then I won't add it to all the other little shore things. And then the second one is that you may have seen from the start of the montage, we can't just go around to a savanna biome and go to the river shorelines there and bone meal the shores to try and get any of the beautiful new firefly bushes. We just can't get them. We've been waiting now to try and be able to trade with a wandering trader to be able to get them, and he's been no helpful. Like, we were able to, you may have seen in there that we got the dried bushes, so the more yellowy ones, which looked really cool on the sand. However though, no salesman has tried to come and sell me the firefly bushes, so we're still waiting on those. And also, you may see at my feet here, we have leaf litter, which is another block, which is a new one, but we could make it ourselves. So you may have seen at the end of the montage, I went and started smelting some leaf blocks. That's because, well, if you smelt them, you get dry leaves and it becomes leaf litter. So we've spammed that all the way around the island, and yes, it's very much so like those stupid flowers from the cherry blossom area, and they're a pain to get a lot of them. Okay, let's stop rambling on and let's go and check out our new shoreline. Okay, so we make our way through the lovely, what is this? This is just the plains biome here where we can get the oak tree. Yes, we make our way to our first shoreline, which, as you can see, it's just got a nice little bit of an umbrella to be able to sunbake under or get from the shade. You can't sunbake underneath an umbrella mountain. What do you think? Yes, Burrito, I picked up on that. But I mean, I think this looks quite nice. I mean, yes, it's very flat. I came to realize very quickly on that I can't make these umbrella marquee things, but it works, and from a distance, and if you squint your eyes, it looks beautiful. So that's what we're going for over here. Yes, exactly, Burrito. From a distance, nobody will be able to tell. But these over here, right next to Burrito, are those little dried bushes that we were talking about. So we've got, dried grasses, I believe they are. So we've got the little ones here, which come in like these really little tiny ones. And then we've got the same ones over here, which is just a little bit bigger, but I mean, it's the same one, it just depends on its random placement. And then we have the tall one, which is misleading because with grass, you got like the tall grass, which is like 2 blocks tall. This one's only 1. Exactly, Burrito. I really hope that they do introduce the 2 tall variety of this, because that'll work really cool in wheat fields. I did try to put some of this over in Freddo's area there, but it just doesn't look as good as I thought it would. Yeah. Anyway, continue on with the tour. I've gone through and put in these little bit of like, towels being laid down so people can lay on them. I even tried my hardest to have it like a towel being draped over the fence. And I know it breaks up a little bit from here, but like if you stand off and look at it from an angle, especially if you're rowing across this, like, you're going across from over there and you're sailing away. I didn't mean to do that. I'm sorry, sugarcane. It kind of looks like a towel, so I was quite happy with that sort of little detailing. But we've got a few more areas to go on with, so let's just jump over to the next shoreline. So if we head on down here now to the path to our next little shoreline, you can also see that I've added in a lot more of these stone buttons and spruce buttons because they kind of just look like little bits of rocks and clumps of dirt that have been kicked up and that sort of stuff around the area. And to me, when I'm looking at it, it no longer just looks like this flat shoreline or this flat surface. You can actually see that the surface is a little bit more dinted up. There's things going on with it, and I just like those little bits of detail. But before the sun sets in, because I'm just realizing it's getting a little bit nighttime-ish, let's quickly go and have a little look at this shoreline here. So you can see we've got a nice little pathway going in. We've got more, which is chests, barrels, storage, sugar cane, dried grass, as well as some buttons, cauldrons. I don't know, I like cauldrons with decorating, so there's a few of them placed around here. We've got campfires, as we had before. We've got like extinguished campfires, so it looks like we've got logs that we can keep throwing on there to keep fueling the fire. We've got some more little like sleeping bags or towels laid out for people to sleep on. We do have another little umbrella thing that come on guys, give me a break. I hope it looks good. All of this looks good. I hope, oh no, the drown's coming to critique it. Let's, nope, come here, nope. Sorry sir, nope. Ah, burrito! You fool! Now I've got to go get a scoop from, oh wait, no, I can't repair armor. You be careful, alright? Don't walk over the campfires, that's my mistake. Jeez, be careful there, man, be careful. Yes, alright, as we were saying, yes. The umbrella, I hope you guys think it looks okay. I mean, I'm looking at it going, it's not the best. I don't know how to improve it. Yeah, I'm sorry. But if we continue on, you can see that, you know, it's a small little spot here. But it does look and feel like there's activity and life going on this area. People are coming down here and having parties and that sort of stuff. Maybe, if you guys decide that, hey, those armor stand little details you're putting in, they actually look kind of good. Well, we might come back here and add in more fishing rods hanging out, or, you know, empty bottles or potion bottles around here, so it looks like people have come down here and had a good time down by the beach. Yeah, all of that sort of stuff, Burrito. What do you reckon? Yeah, you reckon go to sleep because we've already been attacked once. Fine, I'm going to bed, I'm listening to Burrito, and I'll see you guys in the morning. Alright, so after that lovely night's rest, I think just before we jump into the next shoreline, yes, Fredo's up here with us in the acacia biome. So I thought we could just, you know, still show off that I've gone through, and yes, I've included the buttons around here to make the stones and everything. We've even gotten the leaf litter up here to make it, you know, look like there's just fallen leaves and everything here. Again, we're really trying to sell that immersion of life and, you know, everything here is being lived in. It's not just a still picture artwork. This is something that's moving. Yes, as Burrito runs in the camera. And on a side note, I cannot believe that I managed to get that leaf there without destroying this floating vine. I didn't want to touch anything else around it, but that's pretty impressive. As well as still having the mystical jar that's holding in our very amazing, law-defying, floating vine. That's still awesome, Burrito. Don't bag me on that. But where'd Fredo go? We just wanted to see what he's thinking on this. There he is. Oh, he's jumping over into the next section. Yes, so we also managed to, you know, include all of this greenery. But Fredo, mate, I'm not onto this part yet. Do you want to come up and say hello to everyone? Come on, Burrito. Yeah, even Burrito's calling you up. Fredo, you gonna come and say hey? No. Okay, fine. Fredo doesn't like people. That's why Fredo lives on an island, I guess. He's just being sulking. Aren't you, Fredo? Yeah, jump away over there. Alright. Well, let's continue on because the next shoreline is down here past our cherry blossom section, which, as you can see, it still doesn't have enough flowers. This bone milling for these flowers is oh man, there is so much bone meal here. Yep, I can see, Burrito, you're rolling your eyes at me. Don't be that rude. There's too many flowers. Too many flowers. But as you can see again, we've got the nice little shoreline here. I honestly haven't put too much of sort of set up things here of, logs or anything like that, work sort of related section for the tree nursery area, because I thought that down here and along these shorelines are more just entertaining and unwinding away from all the hustle and bustle from being, an active, what's the name? Is it a horticulturalist? Yeah, Burrito, I don't think I used that right. But anyway, a person that works here in the nursery, they want to be able to come and relax by the shoreline. They don't want to be thinking about work. So I haven't really included too much sort of workstations for that. It's more of just a bit of open space here, some relaxing turtles, and just sort of nice hanging out. We do have some storage stuff, so obviously some stuff does spill over because it's just easier to store things over here. For example, when winter comes, he wants to be able to have a nice stockpile of food and that sort of stuff. So maybe he's got something over here, like meats or something that he's trying to get salted by the ocean air. I don't know, can that work? People in the comments, let me know if you can salt meats by having them left near the ocean. Okay, Bria, backing on us what we were saying. So you see, it's just a nice little section here. I've gone with two of these umbrellas at differing heights, just to sort of show more variety. And when you're sort of sailing through, it helps capture the eye and draws you in and goes, hey, you know what? I want to stop in at that island and I want to see what it's about. Mr. Drown, you're ruining my shot with your gargling sounds. Please leave me alone. Alright, so then the last sort of main key section, sorry, I just got distracted there, is Evil Panda organising another meeting. Hey, Evil Panda, who are you? Who is this person? Who is this panda? Have you brought on another one? Oh, you're up to something, I know it. I just can't prove it. Anyway, before I got distracted by Evil Panda, I was going to say the last sort of major part that had to be worked on was the shoreline just behind, Trot's little area here for the horse stable, and just behind Fluffy Boulder's lumberyard. I did, as you can see, I've gone through and added in these buttons and everything like that, put in the leaf litter. We've gone through, as Freddo was trying to show us a little sneakily before. Let's get on the bridge. I've gone in and detailed all of this little greenery section here, and honestly guys, I know that I've really wanted to get the tree nursery finished, and this episode brings us so close to it being done. The next one is just going to go through and actually doing all the water section and everything, tidying it up like that, and then this is done. So I'm really happy with how it's coming along. And as you can see, Freddo's happily jumping around in the bushes there. He did just hide behind one of them, so we might see him lunge out there in the grass. This is coming along so cool. You're right, Burrito. We can't keep getting distracted, otherwise our episodes will just never end. Hey, Bluey. You want to come along for this last little bit? Yeah, just remember, you can't jump my shoulder because they still haven't fixed the parrot sounds. Just like I've got to remove this chest and add in a streetlight section here with some street signs. So that is one thing that I did forget, but I'll try and get that between episodes and show you guys. I just completely forgot about that. Alright, Bluey, Burrito, let's first off show the space behind Fluffy Boulder's lumberyard, because there's not too much there and it's just a nice little touch to tie in all that finishing off. So because this section here was having, the corrupted tree, or the scientific name, the Wallamai scale. I hope I said that right. Tying in with the old ancient areas with the sniffer type and all those flowers and everything like that. We did include them all around here as well as down along that shoreline. So you can see we now come around this corner. It's not too much, it's just that little bit of greenery, but without it, this looked so plain and boring. So as you can see, this space here, I really had no clue what to do with it. So, I just piled up some logs there. If you guys have a recommendation of something that you think would work better there, please let me know, because, I'm happy to let this world be evolving and ever changing. So things can, builds can slightly change from time to time to show that it's adapting with the world. But yeah, I thought this is just it's a small little detail, but without it, it looks so plain. Alright, so, how's it going, Trot? I'm just now showing off this new lovely little area here. You can see fluffy boulders, no. Bluey! Oh. Yes, I know, you have to show off with the thing. They haven't fixed the sounds yet. I'm sorry, mate. You have to walk or fly. I don't like this arrangement either, but it's what Mojang has done to us. Yes, I know. You are doing better than you have been. You're not making any mob sounds. That's really good. But anyway, you're cutting into Trot's screen time. Trot, how's it going, mate? I'm just going to show off this whole lovely new area that we've built up behind here. Just, all that greenery and everything. So yeah, you don't mind. Oh, look at this. We've also got, because I was about to say, over here isn't quite like the shoreline, the beaches. This has a little bit more work purpose here. And yes, you can see Fluffy Boulder is actually, this is Fluffy Boulder, right? It is! Hello, Fluffy Boulder, how's it going? We were just over there at your lumber mill before, and it looks like you've come over here because you are storing up some of your wood over here, and you're just coming to do a little check on it. Hey, Bluey, play nice. So yes, we can see here that, we've gone through, just added in some of that campfires because that just adds that warmth and extra sounds in there. We've got, Fluffy Boulder storing up some of his logs over here, bringing in that work purpose. We've got a workbench because I don't know how many of these I created during the process of actually just doing the detailing. I have a problem, guys. I can't just use one crafting table. I just have to keep making them. I don't know why. Either way, you can see though that, we've just gone through and kept in that greenery, a little bit more of the leaf litter. We've got the lovely pitcher and torch. Is that what this one is? The torch flowers and the pitcher plants. Oh, I should know what they are called by now, but I don't. To tie in just with that all sort of oldness feel with this section that's over here. And then, just more of these bushes and everything. And okay, don't look at that. That water's next episode, guys. But this whole section here, and I think in the nighttime too, it has this lovely shots over here. So like, guys, we've managed to do that. With now showing off this area here, we have completed all of the shorelines and everything. Are you just here to stir me because Bluey's over here? Stop it. Go away. Oh, we have finished up all of these little details. And I mean, I'll cut along in through here. You can see, I didn't forget any of these spaces. Okay, I did forget that spot. Dang it. I've got to come and replace that with a mushroom block, but we'll get that in a minute. I did come through and I've put in some of the leaf litter all around. We've got stones and dirt blobs all kicked up here. This area is coming to life. And I mean, with just one more episode to go before this area is truly finished, I am so happy with it. And I really hope you guys are too. So, yeah, let me quickly go and sleep away this night, and then we can wrap up this episode. So after that lovely night's rest, it is time that we start to wrap up this episode, because I know for a fact that it's gonna be another long one, because, well, there was just so much to get done and so much I wanted to show you guys being, built up. We went through and even had a look at our Season 1 hardcore world. We had a look at our creative test world, and we've gone around now and filled out all the areas that were just left incomplete around the tree nursery. Yes, okay guys, we still have the last episode in this trilogy of completing the tree nursery, which is, finishing off all the actual ocean and the river that's all running around. But, that's next episode. For this episode, I think that we were quite successful. And I mean, honestly, guys, that's going to be up to you guys to let me know. What do you think? Are you happy with how these shorelines are coming along? How there's a little bit of a decorated spacing here behind Trot's space, Just how the whole tree nursery is coming up, mountain words, coming along, because this episode has been so much fun to work on. It's been more so just a lot of decorating and storytelling. Like, I'm going through and filling out all these empty spaces and being able to like give more of the life in here. Like if we go up over to here, you can see like we've got all these leaf litter being marked out, but it's also sort of telling a little bit of a story. Like you can see that this is where the pandas have been making their pathway through, or Freddo's been jumping around here and disturbing all the leaves that have been left on the ground. So, you know, I've had a lot of fun doing that. And then we also now have a little bit more, you know, an understanding and connection, I guess it would be, with Freddo and the other pandas, because we now know that, you know, after a hard week's worth of work here in the tree nursery, they like to come and unwind down by the beaches and everything down here, you know? We can see that they have little parties. They've got their whole setup here to just unwind and relax during the night and evenings and over the weekends down here by our, you know, lovely shores and that sort of stuff. So I've really enjoyed this one. I don't want it to stretch out too much longer because, you know, we've got to jump into the next episode as soon as possible. I can see that Evil Panda's also eyeing me off in the background there. I'm watching you, mate. Watching you. But without delaying and rambling on too much longer, Burrito, watch out there, mate. I would just like to say a huge thank you to everyone who has made it this far into the video. I really do hope that you guys have enjoyed this episode and are looking forward to the next one. Ow! Don't run over the campfire mountain. And, well, get over here still. Nobody's near a campfire, nobody gets hurt. Really do hope that you guys have enjoyed. Okay, so I had to move over here because I saw that Blue was getting a little too close for comfort near that campfire and I didn't want anything to happen to him. So, as we were saying, I would just like to say a huge thank you to everybody who has tuned in and made it this far into the video. I really do hope that you have enjoyed, you know, what's been going on here and, you know, give us some bit of feedback or anything like that. I really do appreciate it. And, well guys, thank you so much. And until next time,